Good morning, everybody, and happy Tuesday. Tuesday. Hope everybody has their coffee and they are ready to get cracking. Today we're working on Silver Pentacle. Or at least I think we're working on Silver Pentacle. Hope we're working on Silver Pentacle. Just saying. Just saying. I'm going to go into Ron Fortier, Silver Pentacle number T. Sketchboard 2. Open with Calypso Studio. Work. This is not an easy picture, so we're going to have fun with this one, I think. So we will also open from in here, not in here, because we don't need to be in here. We need to be in here. I can't read anything when it's like that. Silver Pentacle 2. No. Yes, Silver Pentacle 2. 6x9 master. Right? Because we need this one. Good morning, Brent. Save as Silver Pentacle 2, Elio 2. Let's get this thing started. All right. Let's talk about this particular picture. Unlike the last one, let's discuss what its layout is. Right? We got some bad guys in here. We got some good guys in here. Got kind of things going on. Actually, kind of like the original drawing pretty well. I mean, it's not bad. But I want to go on ahead and make it more 3D, so we're going to have to go on ahead and pre-pose it. But I want to kind of look it over and talk about things like composition. When we talk about like composition and setup, there we go. Let's say, give me a pen here. Give me a pen. Pen. Give me a pen. Pen. Give me a not running fast pen. There we go. Okay. Kind of want to look at where our eye enters in on this, right? Because our eye is going to enter from this side right here, right? Man, come on, wake up. What's going on? Getting a lot of stall on the pen today. It's going to enter in here. So thinking about like the golden spiral, right? We kind of go like this and look in. So we're going to see this, then this, then this, then him. And sort of that's kind of in that order, which that means that this isn't really a bad. Yeah, more power fixes the stall. You're really funny. Not only am I now really stretched for money, but we literally have a quad core, a 6-core i5 and 32 gigs of memory. I don't know how in the world with a GeForce something. So at this point in time, we're at the, I guess my whole problem is I get it, but pen and tablet is sort of a basic function. And the fact that I have what was brand new in July of 2021 is too slow in February of 2022, something's not right. Too slow to do like basic pin function. Yeah, something's not right. That's why I keep saying I think something is clogged. The good news is I am now officially so poor that I'm going to have to cancel Creative Cloud. So that is at least a plus because I think it's the Creative Cloud servers that are actually causing all of these problems. And I really do. I think every time I do something, Creative Cloud has to phone home or something, and it has to wait for all the communication to get back and forth to the Adobe servers before it finally gives me permission to draw. And because it's when I kill all of the Adobe products, this computer runs a ton faster. I'll look to see whether, right? I know I should just take my PC over to Bill and just have him take a look at it. I'm going to real quickly just make sure I haven't launched all of. Yep, because see, here's the Adobe stuff. All the Adobe stuff is running. And I'll just end it. I have to go down and catch the other parts of this before it relaunches everything. The Google Drive's probably not helping me either. Why do I have 72 versions of the Google Drive anyway? There we go. Kill the broken one, they all go away. There. Okay, so I've shut down all of the Adobe servers. And see, that's what I mean. That is totally what I mean. That is exactly what I'm talking about. As soon as I kill the Adobe servers, I don't have a single problem drawing. See what I mean? It goes away as soon as all the Adobe servers are killed. It's something with Adobe. It has something to do with Adobe. And that I think makes the choice to get rid of Adobe just easier. And I mean, it's costing me $52 a month for it to effectively cripple my machine. So the more I think about this, the more I think I need to just kill Adobe and wipe it out and then just get off the servers, uninstall it. And maybe I should make a show where I use whatever is the Corel counterpart that I now own. Let's take a look. What is in my Corel? My Corel. Because I've got Painter, right? I don't even know what Painter does. I've never even used Painter. Okay, we're loading Painter next. I'm curious. I mean, I'm doing all of this in Clip, which is mine. So I don't have to worry about it. But I think this may be officially the last day that I run Photoshop. I should be using Painter anyway. Right? I mean, the more I think about this, the more I think that we're doing the right thing. We're doing the right thing. Okay. What is Painter all about? Right? I mean, we don't even know anything about what this thing can do. It's a real 2B pencil, huh? Well, 2B or wow, that's kind of interesting. It's kind of pretty, actually. Yes, I get your trees forest thing. However, I've been laser focused on this for so long that I ended up paying another $52 for Adobe about 3 days ago. And if we're not keeping Adobe, I'm actually thinking it's worth my time to spend a minute or two to see what the Corel Suite stuff does, because then I don't have to worry about it. Do not display this message ever again. Go away. It's doing the upsell thing. Yeah. 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 Doing that now. Yeah. I'll get rid of Adobe when Adobe's servers start working properly. I mean, technically speaking, I still have Adobe Photoshop 7 somewhere. If I really need to bring Photoshop back, I've got Photoshop 7, right? Okay. So it's Paint Shop Pro is what I need to make sure I have installed. Because it's not Painter, it's Paint Shop. Because I own all of them now. I went and intentionally bought them all. Okay. Okay. Well, this is the after show break or after show jobs I've got today, I guess. But I think I can save us some money if I got rid of Adobe. It's not worth $52 a month for them to trash my computer. Okay. So we're back here on this. Again, we're looking at composition. And I want to look at how we're going to do lights and shadows on this because I kind of want to figure out where is my light, where is my shadow. I really feel like these guys are going to be in shadow, right? Because they're the bad guys. So I'm kind of going to do this and take a look at what that means, right? Why did you fill all of it? One continuous line. I hate you. All right. No, it's not one continuous line anymore. Definitely one continuous line now. We are stupid. Why are we doing this? apply to connected pixels. Oh, God. I do this to myself to see if I'm awake. Okay. Oh, yeah. There you are, working from home. Look at you working from home. And if I make, say, this dark. So I was watching a video yesterday. From I just lost his name. I had his name. I could see his face. Anyway, I was watching a video from one of my favorite artists, and he was commenting about light and dark and values and how we look at things and how we judge things and where we want the eyes of the page to be, right? And so when I look at this, I see two problems that I'm kind of working with, which is what are my values of light and dark, right? Kind of looking at where we are here on this. I'm looking at where my darks are and where my lights are, or where I want them to be in this picture. And I'm feeling that since we are dealing with, since we're kind of talking about a spiral, coming in here and coming around to here like that, your eyes are going to be all over this page. And so my instinct is to take this white area and move it here so that it all is one contiguous unit, right? And that's what I'm thinking of doing. And so that the reason why we're doing this momentary stop is so that I can take this and say, okay, what we're probably going to really do is take these guys here in this background piece like that. We're actually going to just add the brick wall behind it, right? We'll just add that into up there. And we're going to take that piece there, and I feel like we should flip it. So let's copy and paste it, but then deselect and flip it. This is the time to do this, right? Right. So this is the time to make this decision process. Right. I got him here now going this way. All right. So we're kind of going backwards the other direction here. And then it does mean that the gun is kind of banging over here on the side of this guy's head. But if you look at this as a composition now, it actually looks a lot better. Right? Because we can now set it up more like this and kind of take this guy's, the gun here, and we can just kind of take it and do that. Like he's been forced to push that way out to the right over there. There we go. And that's more what I think I'm looking for on this design, right? Because now we're kind of looking at, got this guy here doing this. He's kind of coming in like this. The only problem I've got is this guy's giving a left hook now. So what I think I want to do is put his right fist out here like so, being held like this. right? And then that way he's hitting with his left because his right's kind of tied up, like so. So, and now if you look at the design on this, it fits our spiral a whole lot better because now our eyes travel into here and follow down to here to our hero, right? We got our heroes kind of going for it. So if you were to take now our original design, deselect here, and we take and then go into the red for this, and we just paint in all of the stuff that's going to be shadowed, you now have more of this setup, which is a much more contiguous red spot, dark area, and it allows me to make the background also dark. So I can do, whoa, not pencil, and come in here and do this for the brick wall, and all of this can be dark, and then all of my light stuff can be over here. And it won't matter that a little bit of this is going to be dark like through here, because that's not going to be a major issue. It's still going to draw your eye through, which is the point that I think I'm after. So let's go ahead and rig it this way. So we flipped it around, we've rigged it a little to give it a little bit of compositional clarity, and we've made it so that the composition is more clear on this one. So I'm going to pull that out and pull that out, and now we're going to go ahead and set this up in Daz. So I'm going to go over here, go into people, and Genesis 2 male, because these are all males in this. And we have 5 of them. So the male's set up and rigged. We're going to just go on ahead and go to the top view here. Pull him back because I'm just going to duplicate him. There's no reason not to, right? We go 2, 3, 4, and we got 5. All right, 5. This fella is big, so we're going to give him bodybuilder size and bring him up. Bodybuilder details because he's huge, right? He's the big guy. And because it's kind of cool, I'm going to increase his scale as well. No, not his chest, his whole body. Increase his scale because he's huge. Right now we see he's just a big muscly dude. Muscly dude. And now when I get back into the sketch, we can work with that, but I wanted to make sure that it's blocked the right size. So I'm going to block him in a huge way. So he's blocked out. He's a big guy, big guy. Right? I actually kind of want to scale these guys down just a little bit for actually the exact same reason. So we're going to actually call him, like, I don't know, Ninja 1. Ninja 1. They're not ninja. I don't know why I'm calling them ninja, but you know what? I'll remember that. So it's really kind of irrelevant. Ninja 2. Ina soup. And then this is big guy. And this is you. God. They're not ninja. They're not even remotely ninja. I don't know why I'm into ninja. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to see it. So, except you guys who are watching the show, but nobody else is going to see it. And it's certainly not going to go out on the picture. Although I probably should be kind of careful not to. He's kind of small. He's not that small, but he's small. Make him narrowish. Because he's not the big guy. The two have to be contrasty. Okay. Feel like I should check to see who these people are to make sure I didn't draw them in the previous book. That's right. So, okay, Genesis 2 male. Let's get ourselves some poses here. Somewhere we've got like on the ground sort of pose. So let's see if I can't start there. Right. Oh yeah, he could be doing this. That'll help. And he can be starting here. It helps us a little. We already are in this position here. All we need to do is bring him up like so. And bend it, twist this way. And bend his head back. Like so. Help me. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, is like, I gotta admit, when you start out, boy, this starts out at a very different type of story. And this guy needs to be twisted like so. Maybe actually this leg is forward. All right. And we will twist the body this way because he's wrenching it, right? This is why I like to model these things in 3D. I can get more accurate concepts of what people's body shapes are and where they are in position of stuff. All right, let's put his like so. No, you selected the wrong place. Okay. Especially a scene as complex as this one. I really like using the 3D for that. Hi. Here. Here. George. Here. Here. Come here. If you wish to get scritches, you have to come here. There we go. Yeah. Scritches are good for cats. Cats are scritchy. We will take a George break, apparently. Take a break with George. Take a break with George. Look at George. Mm-hmm. What a good cat. So somebody this morning has learned how to turn the sink on, and this could be um, interesting. I was sitting here working this morning before everybody got up. It was about 5:30 or something, and I heard him rummaging around the bathroom. Then all of a sudden, I got the sound of water, running water, which I thought was my wife getting up. I was like, "Oh well, she's up. She's gonna, rinse out her toothbrush or whatever and start brushing her teeth and things like that." That was what I thought was happening, and it wasn't. Somebody, and I won't name any names, but this guy right here had figured out how to pull the lever to get the water to run so he could drink some water. The problem is somebody, and I won't name any names, turns on the hot water, so it's going to become unpleasant really quick at some point. Right? So, anyway, it's definitely the George part of Sometimes George has shown up. Are you okay? You out of here? Okay. Back to work for us. Anyway, grasp right here. Yeah. You just want more scritches? Is that what we're after here? We're just into the idea of scritches. We just didn't get enough scritches before, so now you want more. Goober. You're a weird little cat. You're a weird little cat. You know that, right? Yeah, you know that. You know you're a weird little cat. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What a lot of scritches you're getting now. Well, that's good. At least you're adding to the Sometimes George part of the day. Please don't sit on the keyboard. Here. There we go. Okay, so despite the fact that somebody desperately, desperately needs to be scratched, and I won't name any names, somebody desperately, desperately needs to be scratched. We're getting quite a run here on this one. We're getting pretty close. Okay, but let me get back to work. Okay. Am I not loving on you enough? Come here. Goober. There we go. So these two are pretty good. I feel like that's exactly what we're looking for in the cat breaks are allowed. I see we're all over the place now, aren't we? You're the most loving you've been in a long time. Good to see you up here. So, all right. Oh, you have to go figure out what that is? Go figure out what that is. Well, now there's George hair everywhere. That's right. He was happy for a while there. I'm okay with that. And this guy's here. This guy. Turn him around too. Having network issues. Ain't that cool? So I think the funny part will be that this guy here is going to be like two different, almost like need this kind of, right? Or maybe, here. It'd be easier to deal with him. Oh, hey, that was unpleasant. Never do that again. Easier to deal with him from here. Bend. So like that's happening, right? And bend this guy up too. He's about to make somebody's life unpleasant here, right? Bend. Twist this around. So we're about to make this guy suffer, right? Okay. Now we're going to do this. And actually unfold his legs. But it's not going to matter because you're not going to see the bottom of the legs. So, but just in case, we're going to make sure his legs are in the right spot. Because one of the things I have noticed is the biggest mistake I have made in general is failing to pose them completely and then all of a sudden realizing that because I didn't put his feet in the right position or whatever, it makes his leg look wrong. And then once you draw it, you're like, something's not right. What's wrong with the leg? You know. Okay, so he be like maybe that. I'm just trying to find a pose that's close. We'll start with a pose that's close. Like that. All right. We give him a pose that's relatively close. And he then is, you can see that this works really well if you get sort of, he's holding back that. And that puts him trying to fight that. And I'm going to actually raise his other arm like so. Like he's planning on trying to stop the punch. Right? And he's like, "Wah, blah, 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 blah." And then we'll twist here. And then we'll get his hands back in the right place. I'm going to take some close-ups here. Right, like so. I got hands over the girls have hand controls. I never really got hand controls for, but it works for both. So we will do that. And the hand is controlled now, and that works. Of course, we're now across the weakest part of the wrist, so that's not good. So there we go. And we'll just move Mr. Beefy Arm here into that spot so that he's pressing up against it. All right, and then we just need to raise this finger, which I'm not going to even bother with, really. I could just twist a little bit more and we'll be fine. Not much more. There we go. All right, he's got one going there. I'm going to try to raise this arm to stop the other thing from happening. You don't hit me. You're hitting me. Right. And we'll go to the right hand and we'll extend it all the way out like this. It's like, yeah, right? He's got one hand there. He's stopping the other hand from pummeling the snot out of him, which is what's going to happen here. It's just going to be like ugly, right? And it's going to be, as soon as this guy like figures out how to get out of this, he's going to. Man, that's just not a good place to be. He's like, this is gonna be fun. Okay. Entertaining, but not good. For those who are wondering what's good and what's not, this is not good. Okay, let's see if we can find somebody else, some other pose that'd be fun to put in here for my other ninja guy. So part of this for me, this is composition. This is us assembling the picture and putting it in composition, is to get all of the maquettes in line, because that makes it funny and I get to see actually how the action, but more importantly, I'm allowing the computer to assist me in seeing through the drawing, to see through where everything is. I'm letting it tell me and help me find out where things are. Oh gosh, this is great. Let's do him falling in. It's like, wow. And he's trying to throw himself into this fight. It's funnier this way. So we'll do this and we'll do, right. And then all we have to do really is this to kind of indicate he's trying to run into this fight here a little bit and try to get in there to stop it. So we'll do the left view. Right, we got, and what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to take his hip and roll it forward. Right, we're going to roll it like so. We're going to then take this and bend. Right, and then we can pull this back, this leg. And we'll have to bring the whole guy up because goodness knows he's way too low here to be in this fight. All right, perspective view. Bring him over. There we go. So now what we have is pretty close to what we were looking at, right? Right, when we look at this versus look at this, we've got this, but it's now much more dynamic, and you can see a lot more of the movements and things that are going on and things like that. What I would probably next do is take the ninjas and the big guy, not Ninja 3, well, or take Ninja 3 and the captain dude, and let's go from the top here. And instead of making it realistic, I'm going to bring both of them. I really need you guys to be assembled together, okay? Can I get both of you guys to work together here? No? Okay. I'm going to move this back artificially so that it's in the fight a little different so that things are kind of tighter. And the reason is because then I can move in more and get much more of a in media res sort of stuck in the middle of this fight sort of thing, right? And I can pull this guy in. So it looks like he's trying to get into this fight here. Maybe move him down a little. It's interesting because the picture or the pose that we used from this was he's trying to, he was skydiving, right? And so we've taken the skydiving pose and manipulated it so that it was no longer skydiving, but now it's um, body tackling. So he's trying to tackle the guy. Now, two things I want to fix. One, I feel like this needs to be like that, like he is about to come down, like the hammer of the gods is about to fall on this guy, right? So we're gonna bend this down, and he is about to just pile drive this guy, just wham, and it's gonna just not be cool, and it's gonna hurt a lot, and everything's gonna be painful, and even though it's a left, it's still gonna be ugly. Okay, I don't know if I can get bigger hands because I really want bigger hands. So let's see if I can't just scale it, right? Just his hand, because I want these guys to be huge. Right. And then we will tighten the grip. There we go. Much better. So all I've done there, just make those hands big and mean. You want this guy regretting his life choices, right? He is about to get thumped, and you really want him regretting his life choices on this one. So this guy is holding this guy's. That's why I didn't want to move them. They were already aligned. It's all right. We got it. Move this in and over and down. There we go. All right. We can see this guy's foot. So I'm going to make sure this guy's foot is, because people don't actually run with their feet all the way up, you know. So we're going to kind of do this so that it is a little bit more realistic. He's scuffling, so we're going to scuffle with him here. And actually, now that I think about this, he's going to end up hugging his buddy here. So let's not have him hugging his buddy, huh? And we can actually go down to my girls pack. Eh? I need to close everything that's not involving just what we're working on today, because otherwise we'll have a ton of things open. Go to the girls pack in the right hand, because he actually can be giving a solid right hand punch. We might as well bring this up, bend up like so, bend that back just a little, bend this in. And I'll tell you now, guys, if you don't level out your wrist, you're just asking for trouble when you hit somebody. If you don't level that wrist out, make this flat. If you do this, you're just asking for it. And never do this. Oh my God. Okay, we're going to create a camera because the cameras can be controlled and the perspective camera cannot. So we're going to come in here. We're going to do this. And we're going to put it like so. And then we'll put it like so. And like, yeah. It's sort of like this. And then we'll go over to the camera controls. And the reason I do this is we use 35 millimeter film. And 35 millimeter is not only the film, but also the film size, but it's also the lens we tend to use when we do these things. So I like to use a 35 millimeter lens on my Daz Studio maquettes, which gives much more of a dramatic push. You saw when we changed the focal distance, the focal length on the camera, it changes where we are on it, right? And what we're looking at. So if I do 35 on this, it gives me that. If I push this down to a 22 and then push in, we start getting distortion, but it's a very dramatic angle, right? This is super dramatic here, right? And this gives us even more push into this fight. So I kind of like using that for really good, super dramatic stuff, but you have to be careful because the distortion starts to lay in. His head starts to get stretched. Things start to kind of get pushed a little bit out of shape. So kind of want to make sure that we don't do that too much. Then we have to kind of go back through and then, fix all the things that look like he's playing tickle with a guy and you don't really want him to do that. So we can do this. And there we go. Bring this back so it's more like that. And then we'll bring this up up. There we go. Bend him back like that. This isn't going to end well. And he knows it now. I think he's regretting his life choices at this moment. This is the moment where he's like, maybe I screwed up. Right? So I'm also going to put a gun in their hands. So let's give ourselves some props. Let's give ourselves some props, huh? Oh, I don't know. I have water guns. Water guns, which are where? Where are the water guns? There we go. A water gun. Water guns are great. Okay. Because this is sci-fi, right? Or I guess it's not really sci-fi, but it is steampunk. Now, with the camera in place, I can use the perspective view and not worry about ruining my pose and ruining where we are on things. There we go. All this is going to do is just inform me as to where everything is. I'm not going to draw that the same way. However, I can put you in the right hand. And that way, when I move his hand around, hey, did I put on the wrong guy? I did. There. Now, and that took a lot of effort, but once I move his hand now, you'll see the gun moves with it. And that helps us because we're actually going to need to move this arm out and up because he needs to be restraining his hand, which there we go.
It's time to take a 2-minute break.
There we go. There. Now, when we look at it from camera view, we've got a gun of some sort in his hand. That's obviously a gun of some sort in his hand. So he's doing the oh no and looking off to the side there as that happens. Little gun thingy goes kablamo and pew and lasers go everywhere. Pew pew pew, right? Because we got pew pew. We have to have the pew pew. What good is it without pew pew? So got to remember that this 2x3 represents the 6x9, which is what the piece is. So we want to make sure we're at the right aspect ratio. And here we'll go like this. Give just enough angle that it makes sense, because his hand's going to try to, he's being pushed back, but he's going to try really hard to bring that weapon around and bring it back through to pull and maybe shoot, maybe not shoot him, but maybe shoot this guy. So, okay. Okay, pose controls. We're way up here in this like weird. There you go. Yeah. I actually feel like now that we're here, I feel kind of like that's weird now. So I'm going to go fix this guy. There we go. More like that. Yeah. Except that makes, now he's got tiny fingers. I'm just going to have to go back through and redraw his hand. He's got tiny fingers. And I'm not sure what to think about that, but okay. It's all good. Yeah, it's not going to matter from this angle. It's not going to matter where that other hand is. It's just confusing the data. So now what we need is a brick wall.